Hey, what's going on? Happy Friday. I see Gordon Walker's in here. Anybody else that's coming in, sound off, say hello. Let's get the party started. How was everybody's week? Hopefully productive. We've been pretty productive around here. I could be doing better, but we're doing okay. Let's see here. Dustin, my car show is Sunday. Okay. I hope you have a good time. We're having a car show Sunday too, Gordon. It's a big one. It's the one where it's not the one that where I got yelled at because that was at the college, but it's the same people that run it. I'm sure I'm not popular, but I'll probably go anyway. If I can get the car out. It's kind of landlocked right now, and it's in the shop, and we've been having torrential downpours. So we'll see if I can get the car out. Maybe by the end of the day tomorrow, it'll have dried up enough that I can. We'll see. I don't know. Well, it says we got a few people in here. Sound off. Let me know who's in here. What's going on?
There's one, and there's Randy.
Yeah, I had the big long beard one. It was whenever it was real long down here. So I'm pretty sure that they'll know me by my
Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Isn't that where
car.
isn't that where Dolly Parton's from? Pigeon Forge?
Pigeon Ford. Randy, I sent you those templates. I didn't get them in the mail until like Thursday. So if you get them Saturday, maybe Monday. But I had a rough time this week, so I didn't get a chance to go to the mailbox till late in the week. I was going to mail them Wednesday, and Kim's like, "You forgot Randy's mail," and I'm like, "No, I didn't. It was raining so hard, the envelope would have got destroyed before it got to the truck. That's how hard it was raining. I had to run. I was in there drying off the side of my truck door when I was sitting there. It was like it was raining so bad. No problem, brother. No problem at all. So it was just another day at the office, man. Hopefully it works out for you. Like I said, that's the I bought inside quarter panels for mine, the whole quarters, full quarters with the uh mini tub already on the wheel wells. So with those installed already in the wheel wells, I used those templates and bolted the floor to the frame and the trunk pan to the frame, and then I just laid those out and cut that out, and it went right up in. Now, some guys will cut them a little shorter and then bend down to make like a lip to weld to. I made one out of angle iron and did it on the top. It was so much easier. I just seam sealed the bottom, and after I had made an angle iron out of sheet metal and went around there. It was really neat. My buddy said it looked like it was a factory job.
Hey Tony G,
So it was a pretty good compliment. So
sorry about your car, but I'm glad you're okay.
who lost their car?
Tony G crashed to 61.
Oh man. Dang, I'm sorry to hear that, Tony.
Hey Frank.
Is it fixable or is it totaled, buddy? Man, that's a shame. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Well, hopefully it's fixable. Hey Bulldog.
Oh, cool. That's cool, Bob. There you guys go. Anybody in the
Hey Harry.
Springfield, Ohio area? Hey, Harry, what's going on? Yeah, I ran into him last year. I ran into
Hey
him
Coley.
at the very last show I went to last year at Rose Tree Park. Kim and I went to a show this week, not a show, a cruise in on Sunday, same place, the Rose Tree Park, and I ran into him at the Rose Tree Park show last year at the end of the year. It was the last one I went. Hey, Paul, what's going on? And he gave me his new number. I wanted to. I took the glass out of the Nova myself. I had to learn how to do it. Kim and I went to Harbor Freight and got all the parts. I mean, all the tools to do the job. And I need to learn how to do that stuff. I can't be afraid of it. I got to do it.
Well, that's good. It's fixable, Tony G. I'm
Yeah, as
glad
long
you're
as you
okay
get,
too.
you can start, shop and try to. I know it sucks, dude. It does, but make an adventure out of it. Try to find parts at swap meets. Make some haggling. Do what you can, brother. You know,
Uh oh, Frank had a rough week too.
what happened?
He said he sent an email.
I'll have to look. My phone's over there. Let me grab my phone real quick. Oh, let me see here. I have to go in there and look. Can't see it. I don't think it's here now, but it might. It's probably in. When did you send the email, Frank? Recently? Because I haven't checked my email in like 2 days. I gotta go
Uh-oh.
in and check my email.
Randy got invited to his son's bachelor party in New Orleans or New Orleans. I have to ask Robbie the proper way to say it. New
Oh yeah,
Orleans? New
Nolans.
Orleans?
Maybe you can run in. Maybe you can run into Robbie Altree
Oh,
down
he
there
just
while
sent
you're in
it.
New Orleans.
Frank just sent it a couple minutes ago.
Oh, okay, Frank. I'll check it
Hey,
out in a
Torp.
little bit. Yo, Torp, what's going on?
Hey,
Hey,
Lonnie.
Lonnie made it. What's up, buddy? There's no haggle. All that, I showed you guys that 57 last week. It sold. It sold Saturday morning. I went in to look and it was gone. Somebody bought it. I don't know what they paid for it. I can't imagine anybody giving that guy 13 grand for that car, but it sold. So, and they don't tell you how much they sold it for. So I wish they would, but they didn't. But the Sunday, after when Kim and I got home from the car cruising, um, the guy that walks his dog every day past our house stops and he's looking at my car. Oh, I see it all the time when it's out. He's like, I have one. I'm like, you have a 55? He goes, yeah. And he's like, I haven't done anything with it. I've had it for like 12 years. He said it's got a little 327 in it. And he was showing me a couple pictures. And I'm like, well, are you selling it? I might. I'm not sure. I know I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm like, I sure like to buy it. He goes, yeah, so would my neighbor. I'm in the running. I don't know. I'm good. I told Kim, keep an eye out for him because if he comes walking by again, I'm going to try to get him to let me come down and at least look at it. You know, so maybe he'll let it. He's one of them guys where it's going to be hard, but I think he'll let it go.
I did ride in it, Harry. I did.
Okay, the first time, I've had the car on the road 2 years. Kim rode in the car for the very first time last Sunday to go to the car show. And boy, do I got a story for you.
It's not a story.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
I'm going to tell the story and I'm going to tell it my way. So, she gets in the car. I get her strapped in. It's got the racing seat belts. I don't like this. She's already complaining. So we get her all snapped in and we get her all cinched up to where she's safe. And she said, I'm telling you right now, no hot rodding. I said, okay, no problem. So we leave and we get out of here and we're going down Knowlton Road. And I know you guys are like, what's Knowlton Road? I took my video with the car the first time driving down there and it's kind of windy. And I took the C30 truck for the ride down there with you guys that time. So anybody that watched those videos knows it's a windy road. And I'm in a straight axle car, guys. And a couple of the bends are like almost 90 degrees. So the speed limit on that road, I think it's 25. And so, I'm doing 30 where I can, 35. And, the Linvilla Orchard is right there. So you always got to watch out for kids crossing the street because they got petting zoos and everything. Well, this guy in this Challenger, it's like a SRT Challenger, is on my bumper and he's messing with me. Okay, I go a little bit faster. That's as fast as I can go, guy. I'm going 35 with a straight axle car. So we get up to the light and I turn left onto the highway. Kim and I are going to go to breakfast, have a nice breakfast, and then go to the coffee cruising. So we turn onto the highway, and it's a 4-lane highway, 2 on each side, with a turn lane in the middle in certain places. And the guy's still on my bumper, and I'm doing 40 or whatever, and I had enough. So I dropped the car from fourth in the second, and she stood right up. You guys, I mean, the front end came right up, and it said, "Let's go." I'm tired of this guy too. The car wanted to party.
Hey,
and,
Eddie.
and the RPMs were right around 3,800, 3,900 when I jumped it down. Now 4,200, according to the dyno sheet, is the sweet spot. So I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to drop Thor's hammer down on the anvil. And I just above the engine, I hear, "I told you no hot rodding." So I have to drop it back over in the fourth, bring it back down, and watch this guy get beside me. And he's one of those guys where his mustache is 2 sizes too thin for the size of his body with these glasses like this. And he looks over and takes off. And I can't do nothing about it because I got the mean old Italian lady sitting beside me. So I'm sure he went to work Monday and told all his friends, "Oh, I smoked this guy." Man, I wasn't allowed to do nothing. But that's what happened. That's right, Harry. That car was ready to dance, man. Let me tell you something. It said, "Yeah, let's get this." We would have ate that guy up in a quarter mile. I know I could eat him up. I wasn't allowed. But anyway, it was a fun time. Kim and I went to breakfast together, and then we went to the car show. And it wasn't really a car show. It was one of those coffee and cars where you cruise in, everybody says hello for an hour, looks at each other's cars, and goes. And I came home, and then I found out they had a rain date for the car show right around the corner. So I shot over there for about 45 minutes too. So we were able to get the car out a little bit last Sunday. Hey Don, what's going on, man?
Hey, Don. So, Frank, you have fires by you again? Canada's burning again? Frank says the fires are only a mile away or so.
Damn.
That's scary.
I hope they miss you, Frank. I hope they miss you, brother. I agree with you, one, but I was not allowed. I was believe me, that was about to go down, man.
Oh
The
my
car was
gosh.
ready, and I was ready. You got it, Harry. No problem, buddy. I thought so too. It was fun. Yeah, I didn't know. She yells, but she don't mean it. She just, she said, "Knock it off." I knocked it off.
That's not good, Torp.
What's that?
The whole province is on fire.
Oh man. Man, I hope you guys avoid that stuff, man. Sorry to hear that, boys.
That's not a good thing.
Oh man. So I don't know. I started my long. I'm making a video for you guys. I started a long form video. I was just going to change the quarter panel on the Nova. Well, the video has snowballed, and I'm about to cut the roof off. So give me another day or two to get it edited out, and we're gonna have a video out for you guys. Maybe Sunday or Monday. It depends on how we do tomorrow. Kim and I are gonna do some stuff, getting some plants in. We want to have a little, garden of sorts. We're just gonna have a patio garden, I think, with a couple little plants stashed throughout the yard, some tomatoes and some peppers and squash and eggplant and cucumbers and cabbage. So we're going to do a little farming this year, and amongst everything else. Hey, thanks, Randy. I'm trying, man. I mean, we want a decent car, and it's like it's already here. Like I told you guys before, it's already here. It's just a car. I don't care. Everybody gets, "Oh, this is bad." That poor car has been fixed the wrong way so many times. It rotted from the inside out. It rotted in, and then it was rotten back out. It's like the way they did things, and like I don't hold no grudges, or I'm not upset with anybody that did that because we don't know the story. Maybe that's all the money they had. Maybe that's all they knew how to do. But we got it now, and well, we're going to have a new body when it's said and done. So we'll see.
Isn't that the truth, Don?
What's that?
He said he's just living, not been on YouTube much. Well, Frank, that's scary. I hope you guys are safe. I mean, there's not much you can do when there's fire all around you except evacuate.
Yeah. I think he still has his house there. He still has a property at
Oh, that's
in
scary.
Manitoba because he's going to keep one of the cars there. He said he's taking his Nova and putting his Nova back over there after he plays with it for a little while.
We saw a Nova when we went out to breakfast the other day.
Oh yeah, we parked right beside. It was a clone. but he had it dressed like a SS Yanko. He had the Yanko hockey stick down the side. It was pretty cool. It was silver, wasn't it, hon?
Yeah.
And then I got Kim to look at it, and I was like, well, because it had the vinyl top, and I kind of want a vinyl top, and she said yes, she wants the vinyl top when we get the car, so we're gonna vinyl top for sure.
Don't edit it, Lonnie said. We want to hear all the good talking.
What edit? What?
I don't know. I think he's talking to you. I guess the
Oh, the video to no, I don't edit too much. I really don't, guys. If you notice, I go from one. All right, I'll
hey,
get right
True
back.
Babe,
But yeah, I don't. I just put the
have
breaks
fun.
in between the scenes. And when I stop, it's usually just to readjust the camera. Once in a while, Kim can come out and help me with the camera, but not every time. So we get it. We'll get it. Like I said, this video will be pretty good. I mean, it's
Hey,
all right.
Hubie.
Yo, Hubie, what's up? And like I said, it's going to be about a 35-40 minute video, and I try not to make them that long, but it's just snowball. The whole car
All
did
right,
the
True
job.
Babe. Have fun.
Have fun too, babe.
He's at a rehearsal dinner.
Oh, okay. Have fun at your rehearsal dinner, buddy. But the job on the car is just snowballed to the point where it's the right thing to do and the right way to do it. So that's what I'm going to do.
No, Randy. No Kim on video.
Kim doesn't like being on video, Randy, at all. She just doesn't like her own appearance on video, and I don't know why. She looks fine to me, but everybody has their own thing, and you got to respect it. That's why when she does her videos, you can only see her hands, her busy hands doing her crafts. She is on a couple of my videos early on, like a couple of years ago. You can go way back if you need to see what Kim looks like. And she's in a couple of the videos before she started yelling, I don't want to be on there. Hey, we got her into the car for a ride. That's a big step for her. And she didn't even complain about the smells or anything.
It didn't smell.
Well,
I
remember,
was
honey,
shocked it didn't smell.
we had a little tiny bit of a those them aftermarket radiator caps, they leak. So it had a little smell there because when I lifted the tilt nose, you could see the dried, guys know the look, the dried leakage around the cap on the
I did,
radiator.
Hubie. I did. I went to the cruise and the coffee and cars with him on
Yep.
Sunday.
She went with the coffee and cars with us, Hubie. You missed the story of how that went. So if you get a
I yelled
minute,
at him
go
not to
back
hot
to the
rod.
the beginning of the video, or the live for about 2 minutes somewhere in there. I tell the story about how I got yelled at.
There's a lot of wives that don't want to be on the videos, Eddie. I don't blame them either.
Yeah, some people just don't like that, and that's okay. It's fine. Like some of the more popular channels, like that AV, whatever his name guy is, he only does his hands. And then you got Peg. Peg don't like being on video. Some people just don't like that. That's okay. You know, fine. Doesn't matter. It's like it doesn't bother me. I don't care. I mean, this is me. I'm not like some big YouTube star or nothing. I've had one person walk up to me and say, "You're BW's Garage
Hey,
on
Desert Rat.
YouTube," and that was last year at the car show where I got into the argument with the other guy. I was getting a sandwich at the vendor that was there, and the guy walked right up to me. I watch your channel. That was the only time ever.
Hey, Tim Windsor.
Hey Tim, what's up, man?
You missed Desert Rat.
I got it on good authority. Peg steals his cable. Take a sip. I heard it on the internet. Uh, oh man, I don't know.
Who do you want to play against in the finals? It is going for the finals now, right?
What, the hockey?
Yeah.
I didn't even know they were
One
playing.
team's in.
He texted me something last week, something about.
Oh no, maybe it's not to the finals yet.
Ooh.
Maybe it's the semifinals. Yeah, we got some bad weather up here, Tim. We were down in Delaware today, not only to uh, Claymont, but
Where were we down there for?
in Claymont to go
Yeah.
to the bookstore.
Oh yeah, we weren't quite. We were in almost to Wilmington. We were almost to Wilmington today.
Uh-oh, Tim's team got put out of the playoffs.
Ugh. See, I don't know hockey. I had my fantasy football draft yesterday for our keeper league. We always have it a couple weeks after the NFL draft. Then you got to manage your team year round. It's kind of fun that way. Everybody gets to stay involved. Trade year round. So we had that last night. That was a fun time. We've had that league. Now that league we've only had about 20 years. The league before that folded up when my best friend died. We had that league since I want to say 96, 95, 96. We had that league was we used to do scores on the newspaper because it wasn't the internet wasn't really prevailing back then, 95, 96. It was just starting out. We used to use the box scores from the newspaper to do scoring for our fantasy football. They used to cheat back then. The guys that ran it, they'd cheat the scores. And then they'd say, it's too late to change you can change the outcome next week, buddy. But I don't do that because I run the leagues. I make sure it's on the up and up and everybody gets a fair shake. No favorites.
They were, hey Tim, they were like one of the teams when I used to watch Flyers. They were like one of the arch enemies of the Flyers. So I'm not a big Caps fan. What was that guy's name? I can't think of his name. Dale something. Dale Hunter.
Yes, you should, Mike. You should have a big block in your 55 just because of the name. You're not Desert Mouse. You don't have a small block. You're Desert Rat. You got to put a rat in that thing, man. That's the difference between a mouse and a rat. Small block, big block. You're the Desert Rat. It's got to be a big block, brother. Yeah, Tony, you can't beat yourself up, man. Can't go through life worried about it. Do the best you can to fix her up. Exactly right, Don. I'm telling you right now, mine's ready to jump, man. It's broke in now and it's ready to rock and roll, man. There you go, buddy. That's right. 454s are everywhere. They're laying around everywhere. You can pick one up cheap, throw her in there. I tell you, do what I did on that 55. I was looking at buying one of those uh Dana White engines or whatever the guy's name was. I was looking everywhere at all the different engines out there and how much they were going to cost. And what I ended up doing was I ended up finding a deserted build, and they're everywhere. Mike, if you look, they're everywhere. Craigslist. The engine I found was on Craigslist and on Facebook. And you knew the husband put it on Craigslist because he said 4,500 and his wife had the exact same pictures listed on. So I thought it might have been a scam, had it listed on Facebook for 5,500. So I called the 4,500 ad. And that engine was every bit, it's a 468 and it's got the domed pistons. I'd have rather had flat tops or a little less dome because we had to end up, messing with the spark plugs, but it's got aluminum heads on there. It's an $8,000 engine. I got it for 4,500 bucks. That's why we dropped it right off down to Mares and had him go through and make sure. And I'm glad I did because he found issues that would have haunted me because I don't know nothing about engines. I leave that to people that know that stuff. I just do the other stuff. I don't build them. I just play with them. Find something from an abandoned build. Somebody somewhere built an engine and has it just sitting there and is never going to use it. This guy at my work, I don't know why I showed you that. I'm supposed to show you this. The guy at my work built a 360 and he was going to put it in he had a Ram Charger. He ended up selling a Ram Charger. And that, I bet you that 360 sat in his garage for 12 years. He's finally going to use it. He said he's buying a Dakota. You know, some people race up those S10s. He's going to race up a Dakota. He thinks he found one. So the guys got stuff laying around. They change your plans, and that's where you get the smoking hot deals. Exactly, one that too. All right, Jesus. Jesus's car showing it up. There's probably one around here tomorrow, but I got too much work to do. There is one Sunday. And if I can go, I will go. I don't care if those people like me or not. I like the people that are there, that not the people that run it. Unless you have like they're not, it's the antique car show, but you know, all the hot rodders go and they tolerate us. You can tell because they're all kind of snooty. That makes sense. They have those, you know, factory restored stuff, Concours cars or whatever. I always pay attention, man. I learn, I pick stuff up. Yeah, they're good little engines. You can hop them up pretty nice too, Lonnie. Like I said, he was gonna put it in a Ram Charger, and he ended up selling the Ram Charger because he was moving, and he was sorry he sold it after he moved, but he had too much stuff he was moving. So he just said he just sold it, and he figured he'd get something else, and he never did. So now he's getting a Dakota to run it in. There you go. See, like people got stuff laying around. I saw on Marketplace it wasn't last year, it might have been the year before. It might even have been 2 years. It might have been right around the end of COVID. Somebody had a 572 and I think it was right around here in Westchester for 14,000 bucks. If I didn't have a Kim, I would have bought it just to have it. That's a 23,000 dollar engine. It was still in the crate. The guy needed money. He was desperate. It took, you know, that's a lot of money for somebody to pony up, you know, regular guys like us. So it sat for, I want to say 2 weeks before it sold, but it sold, you know. Somebody come up with the money and bought it because it's hard to justify coming home with just an engine and $14,000. But like I said, you know, brand new, they're 24,000 bucks. They might even be more now. I haven't looked. How much are the 572s from Chevrolet now? They're very popular. Very cool, Harry. 33 Plymouth with a 366 pack. Very nice. They're jumpy little engines, man. They get up. You can play with those things a little bit. Cubes. Cubes, Randy. Cubes. Now, the force, I almost bought a 396. It wasn't my first choice. The guy just wanted a little too much for it. It had the build sheet from a reputable engine builder around here. It had the build sheet. It was wrapped in plastic, but I felt like he wanted too much money for it. And I think it was a 402 really, but he was advertising it as a 396. But same thing, I guess. But no, he wouldn't come down off the price, and I wasn't that interested in having that. And there was a 540 I was going to look at, but 468 fell in my lap, so I just took it. I wasn't going to beat that price. Guy's name was Dave. He actually came up like 3 months later and bought the pulley kit for that back. Because when I took it to Mayor, he suggested I went back to the factory pulleys because it was for cooling reasons and stuff. And he just was like this. He said that the pulley setup on the engine wasn't right. So I took his advice and I told that guy Dave, and he's like, "Man, can I buy that back?" I'm like, "Yeah, buy it back." So he came up, he gave me a couple $100 for it. I think brand new it was like a $600, $600 kit. I gave it to him for like $200. I mean, he gave me the engine for next to nothing. I wasn't going to try to get close to the amount. I wasn't going to do him like that, man. I even gave him his belt back. Still had that hanging on the wall. I didn't need it. Yeah, they're still when you're doing a hobby car, Randy, they're still an option. What are you gonna do? And I mean, some guys drive the wheels off of theirs. I don't. I take my car out, you know, maybe a dozen times a year. I'm gonna take it down and do the oil in it as soon as I can. I know my buddies are kind of busy right now, but when they lighten up on the load a little bit, I'm gonna go down there and change the oil in it. I got a set of plugs for it. I want to change the plugs in it. It's been a hard start. Maybe I'm fouling up a plug or something. I don't know. We'll take a look at them. We'll read the plugs. And I know that starter. I put the starter on. It's not shimmed right. I put everything back just the way I bought the exact starter, and it's completely different. It's not even close. So I don't know what's going on. I was telling Kim I'm going to buy the rebuild kit. I'm going to put a new Bendix in the one I had. I'm going to put a new Bendix in the one I had and put it back in. I got the guys that some machine shop guys are going to make me a new plate, and we're going to get rid of all the extra holes, so it'll be a little stronger.
It's time.
Oh my goodness, it is time. Let me. We're going to do a bump. We're going to do a bumper sticker, guys. We're going to do a bumper sticker, BW Grudge bumper sticker on the guess the number game. Let me go in here and see if Kim sent me over the number. Oh no, I don't have any texts.
Yes, you do. It
I'm
didn't go
looking.
through. I don't know what
There,
inch.
it just showed up. It just showed up. All right, guys, I need a number between 51 and 100. 51 and
Don
100.
got it on the first guess.
Oh my goodness, Don's Hot Rod Garage, first guess. Sorry, guys. Look at that. First guess.
Way to go, Don.
Don, you're on fire.
Maybe you should give us the lottery numbers, Don.
Nah, Randy probably texted him the answer.
Randy texted him the number.
Randy probably texted him the answer. You know, Chaz is probably somewhere. He's probably somewhere with his spidey senses tingling. I bet you Don won the game tonight. Wow, the shortest game against the number ever. Way to go, Don.
Don is on fire. Fire.
That's great, man.
He had to show Randy up, he said.
That was about as quick as you can get, man. Oh, that's good stuff, man. So I don't know. That's about all I got going on over on this side of town, guys. I don't know what everybody else. We know Tony wrecked his car. Don, have you been doing anything on the convertible? You waiting for better weather? You taking a break? What's going on, my friend?
Who's that?
Gone.
Don said he was taking a break and just living life.
Okay, I'm not as quick as you are. I was just curious about the convertible.
He said he was having too much fun talking about hot rods, wanted to get the game over quick.
That works, man. That works.
I guess go back to talking about engines and stuff.
Go back to talking about the engines. You know, I can't wait to see what Randy gets going on this 55 of his. I know he's got a lot of other stuff going on, but I'm watching for that one, Randy.
Randy's been all over lately.
Yeah.
Now he's going to New Orleans.
Nolans.
Orleans. Uh-oh. Don said he put the shifter in and noticed the Super T10 trans mount is too far back. So the engine needs to come out.
Are you thinking about relocating the engine mounts themselves, Don? Did you keep the horns, or did you put I guess you would have put a new transmission mount bar in, or are you doing it like the old days off the bell house? Because didn't it had horns, and the transmissions on those used to be bolted up to the bell house, right? Okay. So I guess my question is, okay, so I guess are you thinking about changing the motor mounts, moving them forward a little bit, and putting a transmission bar across? I don't know. I mean, I don't know how else to solve that problem unless you go back to a different transmission. T10-4 is the way to go, man. Them things are a blast. I had one of those in my 79 Camaro. They're such a good time, man. Nothing like a 4-speed Super T10-4. They're just a blast.
Eddie's going to Texas Motor Speedway tomorrow.
Very cool, Eddie. Very cool, brother.
When you're always looking to buy something, but do you ever buy anything? When's the last time you actually bought something? Where's that truck you bought?
I guess you could always do that, Don. Yeah, I guess you'd have to find a pedal kit and go that route. Yeah, sometimes that stuff's like a Debbie Downer, isn't it? It's like, oh, you got the motor in, you got the engine in there, you started it up. It's like, yeah, we're making headway. Now it's like, I gotta pull that engine back out of there. Ugh.
Hey, Brown's House Horsepower.
Hey, Brown's House of Horsepower. That's the idea. We're all a bunch of Chevy guys. I think we're mostly all Chevy guys in here. Harry's a Dodge guy. Well, at least a couple of he's got a Plymouth. And you got any Chevys? Well, he's got the dash from a 55 Chevy in his you got that in your Plymouth, right, Harry? I remember you put a 55 dash in there or something. Yeah. Or was that in Irene?
Frank
My memory's shot, brother.
prefers Mopar.
If you're still here, have a sip of your favorite beverage. Yeah, mostly all Chevy guys in here, I think. Well, there you go. Frank's a Mopar guy.
Big Job Ford's a Ford guy.
I want to be a Mopar guy for certain stuff, Frank. Like I'd love to have a 74 CUDA, but the parts, I wouldn't even mind a rust bucket that I'm doing on a Nova. I wouldn't even mind. I would do the whole thing, but the parts are so expensive. And those torque boxes, I don't know enough. They kind of scare me a little bit. You got to really, I was reading up on those a little bit.
Harry said Irene.
Irene,
29
that's
A
right.
coupe.
The A coupe. That's right. The flathead. Irene, that's what I thought. Yeah, he's got a 55 dash in his 29 A coupe, man. That's got to be cool.
There's nothing wrong with Toyotas, Torp. Toyotas are good cars.
There you go. You got to have something. This is the last of my highball, and then I'm going to have my lovely bride go over to the fridge and get me a High Life.
Lovely bride.
What'd you say?
I said lovely bride.
Yes.
Pouring on a little.
You want me to say something nasty instead?
You call me a Karen all day long.
Well, you were terrible at.
No, I was
terrible
not.
at the books.
No, I was not.
I was getting a little embarrassed.
Whatever.
She was marching around the store. I told her, I said, if you ever show up on one of those videos on YouTube, I said, I'm going to be embarrassed. You never know who's filming. Thank you, hon. You don't even know if somebody's got a camera half the time anymore. One, you got to behave yourself. It's an excuse for which everybody should be doing anyway, behaving themselves. Oh, that was good.
No, I didn't get any fights at the car show. People came up. He was walking around on. They're like, "Oh, is that nitrous?" I'm like, "I know it's not nitrous, but I have no idea what it is."
You know, back in the day, it's like, Chevrolet was it because the cost. You could pick up a Chevy 350 for nothing. You can't do that anymore. It cost you a few bucks to get a little 350.
He did get Bonnie back done. That was a couple weeks ago, right? TPSS got Bonnie back.
Yeah, Bonnie, he got that back about last month, Don. He got it back. He stopped in. He's not in here right now. I think he was here last week or the week before, and he was going to a car show with
Jesus.
Jesus. Him and Jesus were going to the car show a couple weeks ago. So he's happy. He's got it back. He's probably out riding around right now. You never know when Rick's listening. Sometimes he listens and he can't type. So he might call me later or something. We don't know. He pops in once in a while. Yeah, it is the guy I was telling you guys about that had the 360 sitting in his shop for all those years. He has a Z28 and he built his own engine because that's what he likes. He builds the engines. He dropped his Z28 off at a restoration shop, and it was nothing wrong with it. He didn't like the color. He had them color change the whole thing. He wanted that electric blue. His paint scheme was the exact same as mine, black with the orange paint sticker scheme on the same car, Z28. Mine had a T-top. His wasn't. His was a hard top. But he built a 406 for that with a supercharger on it. That thing's hot. That's a hot little engine, man. Those 406s are nasty little engines, man. And you stick a little supercharger on there because he brought in the aluminum manifold or whatever it was, and I had to weld the little what do they call that valve? I had to weld that little valve on it for him, and that aluminum was paper thin, man. I was like, but I did it for him. He had a little supercharger on there. Yep, that's what I had. That's what I had, Don. Kevin L got a hold of me last week because he's not on like Facebooks or nothing like that, but his wife is, and I'm friends with his wife on Facebook. And he said she was showing him my pictures on my thing, and he was looking at my Z28. He texted me. He goes, "Is that yours?" I said, "It was." I sold it. I don't know if I showed it. You guys ever showed you guys pictures of that car? I thought I did. I listed that for sale, and it was sold in a week. It didn't even last a week, and I didn't like try to beat nobody up. The only time I had a problem with that was when I took it up to my car show right up the street at the top of the hill at that bar. This guy acted like he wanted to buy it. Okay, look at the car. He kept opening and closing the passenger door on it. He did it like 8 or 9 times. Dude, the hinges, because those doors were heavy, so I'm sure those hinges were brand new, the pins were new, everything was nice on it. It closed like a brand new car. He tried to do it like the 10th time, and I stopped him. I said, "Don't do it again." "Well, I'm just no, you've seen the door operate 10 times, that's enough." And then he texts me like 15 minutes later and lowballs me. He offered me like 9 grand for the car. I said, "Thank you, no thank you." The other guy, the guy that bought it, was at the beach with his family, and he texted me. I'm sorry, I'm looking down. I'm trying to see if I have any pictures handy that I could show it to you guys. He texts me. It's not in here.
I just
Eh,
sent you a picture not that long ago because it came up on my thing.
I don't. I got to look on my. I'm gonna look on my Facebook now. So he texts me from the beach. He's with his family, and he said, "Please take the car off the ads. I'm buying it." I'm like, "Dude, you're just some guy. Here's some guy that's telling me I'm not taking the ad down." He said, "I'm asking you, please." He said, "I'm on my way home." He said, "I'm going to swing by your house and drop 500 bucks off, and I'll have the rest of the money the next day." Buying it sight unseen. And I said, "Okay, I'll take it off." I'm figuring it. I said, I did. I took it down, and he showed up at my house 2 hours later, handed me 500 bucks, and said, "I'll be back tomorrow." I said, "Okay." If the pictures will come up, they never come up because I'm on a live stream. So they come up, I'll you guys know. But yeah, it was black and it was a Super T10 4 transmission. The interior on it was flawless.
Check your text messages.
All right, let me check my text message. Okay, Kim found one picture of the car. But if I showed you guys the interior on this car looked brand new. The only thing that car was missing was the factory rims. And the guy with the electric blue one had them. I went down to his house. This is a true story. I'm still mad at him about it. I went down to his house and I pulled the 350 out of it because he wanted that 406. And he was sending the car to the restoration factory to get it put in electric blue while he was building the 406. And he said, "I need this 350 ripped out. Can you give me a hand?" I came down there and I shook that engine out of there and had it out of that car in 35 minutes. And he has the rims off and he put junk tires on. And I was like, "Yeah, it's smart saving them rims." He goes, "No, I'm selling them." I'm like, "What do you, how much you want for them?" And he was like, he told me. I said, "I'll buy them." "Well, give me the money." I said, "All right, Mike, I didn't bring no money with me. I come down to help you. I'll pay you Monday at work." We worked in the same shop. He said, "No, no, no, don't worry about it." He sold them the next day, knowing I wanted them, and I just pulled his engine out of his car for free. So I was pretty mad, but I couldn't be that mad because he came up a couple weeks before and helped me put the exhaust on mine.
That was a nice car, Hubie.
So I wasn't like super mad, but I was mad because that was the only thing that car was missing. And the car used to have the factory rims on it, but the guy that sold it to me sold them because he needed the money and put those whatever rims were on there. You know, that car won, and he tried to give me the trophy, and I told him no, thank you, because it was his. It won the nationals at Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, for that car. That won the Grand National, or not Grand, whatever, the nationals. It won the nationals in Harrisburg car show. They have for Z28s. They have it there every year. They have it's a nasty Z28. They have their own website and everything.
Wow, Hubie,
So a
that's a
lot of
lot.
people knew that car. It had the bumper jack in there. It had the donut tire with the blow up foam that you would blow the foam up in it. And it had all that. It had every little detail. That and the interior on that car was flawless. And yeah, it was a good car, man. I sold that car for seed money to build my 55. And hindsight 2020, I could have kept it, but I'll tell you guys this, and I'm being honest about it. Here's another picture of it. Uh, uh, it started to show the second year I had it, the restoration started to show its age. And I said, it's going to need this, it's going to need that. And I didn't want to cut into it or do anything to it. I just wanted to get all my money back out of it. Even the insurance I paid on it for the time I had it, I got all my money back on that car. See if I could find some more. I'd love to find a picture of the interior to show you guys the interior.
That's pretty cool, Yubi.
What's that, hon?
His neighbor 2 houses down had a whole bunch of Z's, 68, a 69, a 67.
Very cool.
He had 13 first-gen Camaros. That's really cool.
It won the first year I had the car. It won Best in Show. That's at the college. The one that were the, this is the show they got mad at me at for gunning my car. It won Best in Show for factory cars from 70, I want to say 74 through 86 or something like that. And there was 75, 80 cars there for that class, and it won Best in Show with the wrong rims on it. That's how nice the car was. That's how nice the car was. And there's another picture of it. I wish I could find a picture of the interior. I just can't find it. Sorry, guys. Thought it would be right around here. There it is. I got one picture of the interior. There's the inside of that car. 4-speed car, T-top. I also took, when they come up to grade my car for the show, because like I said, they're very particular at that show. It has to be factory everything. And like I said, I got hit for the wrong rims. And I told them the story. My buddy screwing me out of the rims, and the guy that I got the car off sold them the other pair. And they asked me to take my T-tops because, you know, guys, some people won't take them out. So I took one out and I said, I'm putting it right back in because it was windy. It was November. And I said, I just detailed the inside of the car and I don't want no leaves getting in it. So I took one of the T-tops out, showed them, and I put it back in. I brought that trophy home, and that's the time I snuck it in the bedroom and I put it up on the mantle in the bedroom that we have. And the next day, Kim went up in the attic and got her field hockey trophy and brought it down from high school and put it
That
right
wasn't a field
beside it.
hockey trophy.
Huh?
That was best athlete of
Oh, best
1985.
athlete or whatever it was.
Best female athlete of 1985. Okay.
So she went up there and got her high school trophy and put it beside mine and said, if you're going to have a trophy in here, so am I. Take a sip, guys. I thought that was hilarious.
Bye, Brown. Thanks, Don. I thought so too.
All right. Thanks for stopping by, Brown House Horsepower. I appreciate it, man.
Thanks, Lonnie.
We have little feuds around here, that's for sure. All right. I think we're going to wrap it up a couple minutes early tonight, guys. I don't want to drag it out. I think we had a pretty good show tonight, don't you guys? I had fun talking to you guys. I
Thanks,
hope everybody
Randy.
has a safe week, you know, and I hope you guys stop back. We'll try to do it next week. You guys know we have a lot going on right now. So if we
You
miss
too,
a
Bulldog.
Friday here and there, please don't get upset with us. We do our best. We'll be here if we can, but do something fun. Remember what it is. Come back next week or whenever we do our next live and tell us about it, man. I love to hear about that kind of
roller
stuff.
derby hockey. Roller derby now.
All right. I appreciate all you guys, man. Thanks for coming in. I'm going to release a long form video. I'm hoping Sunday, Monday at the latest. All right. And we'll have some shorts in between. All right. Till next time.
Bye,
Take care,
everyone.
everybody.